Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight we will preview WWE Hell in a Cell. All right, what's up? Welcome to the show, everybody. We're going to preview Hell in a Cell tonight. Just watched WWE Smackdown. Saw a Hell in a Cell match. Roman Reigns getting the win tonight over Rey Mysterio in the main event of SmackDown. They moved this match up from Hell in a Cell to SmackDown tonight. And that was the main event. Did you see the main event? Did you see SmackDown tonight? Let me know. Shout out to Brian Firth already in the chat, dropping a super chat. Thank you, Brian. He says he won a Felipe and Moises Alou signed Expos photo in a charity raffle. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the Expos and, of course, Felipe, the great manager, Moises, great player for the Expos. Johnny North is watching the Montreal Canadiens play hockey, and that's why he's not with me tonight. Apparently, it's a big game. I'm watching AEW Dynamite, and it's Jake Hager and Wardlow in an MMA-style wrestling match. They're opening the show with this. It's always a little bit weird when pro wrestling tries to do MMA because it doesn't quite ever look like MMA because they're not actually going to punch each other as hard as they do in MMA. You're not going to kick somebody in the head to knock him unconscious in a pro wrestling setting. So it's like a simulated MMA fight, but you can tell they're pulling their punches and nothing really is going to happen. Hager did kick Wardlow in the leg. It was a decent leg kick, but like to the thigh. It's not going to hurt him. Wardlow does seem a little bit red on the thigh, but I mean, whatever. People get red when they get chopped in the chest. Oh, and now Wardlow's throwing these weird punches and picking up Hager. Big double leg takedown. Like he could actually do that to Hager without any kind of defense. Throwing some big, awkward punches. It's weird. I'm not loving it. That's what's happening right now. AEW Dynamite in front of me. I'm not watching hockey. I don't even know what's going on in the hockey game. Shout out to Doug Hepburn. I know he's watching the game. He's excited about the game, watching us as well. He's a member of the channel. Don't forget to become a member of the channel. Click that join button right beneath me here if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitch, you can go to donate.ringsidereport.net or you can buy some merch over at merch.ringsidereport.net. Oh, Wardlow just did the Showtime Pettis move where he jumped off the cage, except he didn't throw a spinning kick because he doesn't have the ability of Showtime Pettis. He just threw a big kind of punch. And now Hager seems to be like getting TKO'd possibly. Oh no, but the rounds come to an end because they're actually doing 3 5-minute rounds. I don't know if there's judges at the end of this thing. It's weird. Mako says he forgot AEW was on. Yeah, I mean, it keeps being on at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track of when Dynamite's on. I think they're losing a lot of steam not being on Wednesday nights anymore. It's not good. And the show's been kind of eh. You know, the Friday night show hasn't been that great. So AEW's on in front of me. We'll talk a little bit about AEW as we're on here live. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. You know, we got things you got to do. Hell in a Cell is the task at hand here tonight. We've got WWE Hell in a Cell coming up on Sunday. I'll be on here after Hell in a Cell to recap the show for you, and I think my brother will be here with me. I think Johnny will again not be here for some sort of hockey-related activity. I don't know. Bobby Lashley versus MVP, Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title. Bianca Belair versus Bayley is now a Hell in a Cell match. We found that out tonight. Bianca Bayley will be inside the cell for the SmackDown Women's title. And I think that might be why we saw Roman versus Rey tonight. It was supposed to be on the pay-per-view on Sunday, but a couple days ago, Rey's like, I can't wait. And he said this on Twitter. He's like, I can't wait till Sunday. I want to have the match Friday night. And Roman Reigns accepted on Twitter, so they did the match here tonight. Rey started the show with a promo. Roman came out, asked Rey if he really wanted to have the match. Rey said he did. So that was the main event. They kind of explained to you why Rey couldn't wait, because Roman had attacked Rey's son Dominic. And then we had the main event of Rey versus Roman inside Hell in a Cell. I thought the match was very good. The match was pretty impressive. Rey Mysterio, this might have been Rey Mysterio's last great match. I mean, I hope it's not, but the guy's getting on in years. You know, he's been wrestling forever. And he seemed in different points over the past few months that he'd maybe lost a step, that he's maybe not quite the same Rey. But by God, did he come out here tonight looking fantastic. He looks so good. It was like seeing Rey Mysterio again. Hits Roman with all the weapons to start the match. He's got a chair. He's got a toolbox. He's got a fire extinguisher. He's fire extinguishing Roman. It was good stuff. He was going at Roman, telling a good story. You know, Rey is smaller, older. He's not the big dog. He's not dangerous, so he's got to use the weapons to even the odds with Roman Reigns. Rey at some point put Roman's head in the chair. His neck was like against the chair, and then he whipped Roman into the fence a couple of times. And it's like the chair like hits him in the neck, whipped him into the ring post with the chair around his neck as well. That's the type of thing, like, sometimes in WWE you do that to somebody and they're out for like weeks, right? That move, the chair around the neck. But Roman was just like, cool. But he's Roman, right? He's the big dog. He goes through everything. He went through a table as well. Eventually, he got the upper hand on Rey. He threw Rey from inside the ring to outside the ring into the cage with a powerbomb. He powerbombed Rey outside the ring, kind of like he did to Dominic. Was it a couple of weeks ago or last week? Where he throws Dominic outside the ring, but you don't actually see Dominic land. And it was the same deal tonight. You didn't see Rey land. I mean, you saw him hit the fence, which is better than Dominic's bump, because Dominic, you saw nothing. You saw no impact at all. But at least with this one, you saw Roman pick Rey up, throw him. Rey hits the fence of the Hell in a Cell. He goes from inside the ring to outside, hitting the fence. But we didn't see him come down. Like, what did he come down on? Did he come down on the ring mats? Was there a crash pad? They never, ever showed the final impact of how Rey fell from the powerbomb. So I think there was some trickery there. Nevertheless, it was a hell of a bump. It was a hell of a move to take from Rey. And then Rey kind of stumbles in the ring. Roman puts him in the guillotine choke. Rey taps out. Rey's down. Jimmy Uso comes out. He congratulates Roman because he's now down with Roman. He told Roman earlier in the show that Roman was right. It was all about family unity. And then Roman's like, where's your brother Jey Uso? He's the guy that's been helping me. And Jimmy's like, I don't know where Jey is. And Roman's like, go find Jey. I don't care about, you helping me in this match tonight. I got it covered. You go find Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso comes out at the end, congratulates Roman. Still no Jey Uso. I don't know where Jey Uso is. And then Jimmy just stands there as Roman applies the guillotine choke again to Rey. Chokes him out. Rey's tap in. Roman doesn't let go. Chokes him out. And then Jericho's in the ring now. Getting distracted. And then Roman just kind of stands tall over Rey Mysterio after he chokes him out. But Jimmy Uso does nothing. Not very babyface move of Jimmy Uso. I think he's given up on going against Roman at this point, which makes sense. I didn't really care about that. Let's end it. Let's move on. Roman wins. Roman is still the WWE Universal Champion, as we expected. I think I enjoyed this a lot better on SmackDown than I would have on the pay-per-view. Because on the pay-per-view, like it's a pay-per-view match, you're expecting more. This was on SmackDown. It was kind of weird that it was just all of a sudden on SmackDown. I thought that was fun. It was a good main event for SmackDown. Would it be a good main event for a pay-per-view? I don't know, but it was a good main event for SmackDown. Hager has won this match. He choked out Wardlow with his arm triangle. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. I know I was just talking about WWE, but MJF just did something horrible on Dynamite. Good God almighty. That's crazy. So, Jake Hager beats Wardlow, and then Shawn Spears, who's in Wardlow's corner, he jumps in to, like, attack Hager, and then Jericho shows up, and then MJF shows up and takes Jericho out, and then Dean Malenko shows up, who's like a producer and a coach for AEW. Dean Malenko, 60 years old, with Parkinson's. MJF teases hitting him, and then hits him, and Malenko takes a bump. Sammy Guevara just came out to clear the ring because Sammy Guevara is real scary, I guess. MJF and Wardlow just backed away. Jericho's down. Malenko's down. Hager's down. Good God. I was talking about Rey Mysterio, and then all of a sudden I saw MJF hit Dean Malenko, and I was like, what the what? Good God. Shout out to Alex Tarras. Mako's mad that Johnny's not here. Shout out to Lauren Cronish on the chat. Franco316. Brian Firth. What's the score in the oh, it's 2-1 for Vegas over the Canadians, I see. So I liked that we had this match on SmackDown, the Roman Reigns Rey Mysterio thing. I thought it was a good deal. I thought it was a good match, very good match, especially for SmackDown. You get a Hell in a Cell on SmackDown. It's the first time ever. And they did more than I expected them to do. Rey Mysterio, at one point, he puts a steel chair on Roman's chest. He hit Roman with the steel chair a bunch of times. He puts the chair on Roman's chest. He goes up to the top rope. Frog splash on the chair on Roman. Devastating. I mean, that's not something you see every day. That's not something you see on SmackDown or even on a WWE pay-per-view. That was a hell of a move. That's some hardcore stuff from Rey Mysterio. And then he goes back up to the top, hits another frog splash. Roman kicks out at 2. That was a hell of a spot. Very good match tonight between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio. And Roman took it, man. Roman took a fire extinguisher to the face. I don't care what you say. I mean, it's not, you don't want to take all that fire extinguisher stuff right in your face. Does it hurt? I don't think so. But it can't feel good. Or maybe it does. I don't want to find out. You know, Roman took some stuff. He got hit with a steel chair quite a bit. That doesn't feel nice. That's not easy to take. You know, Roman went through it tonight, showed his toughness, did some stuff to Rey. Rey showed that he still got it. He could still show up at a main event level and have a kick-ass world title match with all sorts of gimmicks and stuff. I was very impressed by both men tonight. I thought they both did a great job. Great main event for SmackDown. And now it's not at Hell in a Cell, which is a little weird. And it makes you wonder why. But Bianca Belair versus Bayley becoming a Hell in a Cell match, I think is the reason why. That's now the SmackDown Hell in a Cell. I think either they decided that Bianca versus Bayley needed something, or they wanted Bianca to be the main event. So they're like, oh, well, we can't have her the main event if Roman's got a big match in a Hell in a Cell. But the Roman versus Rey thing wasn't a super hot program. Nobody really expected Rey to win. So it makes sense to put it on SmackDown. I don't know if anybody expects Bayley to win, though. But at the same time, I guess you're just trying to showcase Bianca more by putting her in a Hell in a Cell. There might be a surprise in that match. Sasha Banks might come out at the end or during. Somebody might come out. Somebody we're not expecting. Maybe somebody from NXT. Right? There's got to be somebody out there. Sasha hasn't been around for a while. I could see Sasha Banks being the one to show up for that match. Or maybe they just want Bianca to be in the main event. They want to give her that spot at Hell in a Cell. I think they will be the main event. Bianca versus Bayley. Now that it's a Hell in a Cell, it's for the SmackDown Women's title. I think that's the main event. You could say Bobby versus Drew, but yeah. I would put Bianca versus Bayley to close the show. I don't see Bayley coming out victorious tonight. Bianca Belair did a promo tonight in the ring. She said that she wanted Bayley inside Hell in a Cell. This was Bianca's idea. Bayley came out, brawled with Bianca for a while, beat her up, and then she stood tall with the SmackDown Women's title. And then all of the Thunderdome was Bayley's face holding the SmackDown Women's title. She took over all the screens again, and she was just standing there laughing. The Bayley Dome runs wild again. So Bayley standing tall with the SmackDown Women's title, I don't think bodes well for her going into this match. I didn't see her winning this match in any kind of way coming up on Sunday because Bianca's new as champion. They're trying to push her. They're using Bayley to get her further over. So I think Bianca definitely retains on Sunday. I think it is the main event unless they go with Drew and Bobby, but I wouldn't. I hope that match is good, but I don't have really high expectations for those two guys in the cell. I think Bianca and Bayley could steal the show. I think they'd have a great match. Bayley's a talent. She's shown that she's good inside Hell in a Cell. She knows what she's doing in there. I think the match is going to be good. They'll give it some time. This could be something. I think this will main event, but I know Bianca will win. I'm more certain about Bianca walking away still champion than I am about this one closing the show, but I think it should. I wonder if they've got something planned for this match, though. I don't think Bianca losing is the plan, but, if they have a surprise, if they are planning for Sasha to come back, because at some point, Sasha should come back. She lost at Mania. She hasn't been seen since. It's been a while. She's going to be back at least by SummerSlam. That's in August. We're going into the pay-per-view for June. They've got one pay-per-view in July, and then we got SummerSlam. So, makes sense to me to bring Sasha Banks back on Sunday at Hell in a Cell. We'll see what they do. But Bianca 100% wins. I think the match will be good. I think they close the show. The promo tonight from Bianca, though, was it's kind of awkward, and I worry about what's going to happen to her when the fans are in the building. The WWE should not put her out in the ring with a mic with a full arena there, especially in Chicago or Detroit or Minneapolis. There are some cities there where if Bianca's there with a mic and she cuts that promo that she cut tonight, it's going to be ugly. The fans will not be cheering Bianca like a babyface. I think she's supposed to be the babyface, but again, if there were fans, and there will be fans in a month, I think Bayley's the babyface and Bianca's the heel. I think with fans, Bayley is a huge babyface. I think the only reason that Bayley isn't a babyface right now is because there's no fans. I mean, you heard what happened at WrestleMania. Bayley comes out, huge pop for Bayley, fans are there, Fans are upset that Bayley's not booked on the card. Bayley comes out, cuts a little promo with Hulk and Titus. And then the Bella Twins come out. They do their promo. They attack Bayley, and they get booed. They get booed for attacking this supposed foil heel person that everybody's laughing at and doesn't like. Except the fans recognize how entertaining she is, and they do like Bayley. Bayley's actually a babyface. If this were real wrestling times and not in the Thunderdome, Bayley would be the babyface and Bianca would be the heel. I'm pretty sure about that. We'll find out next month, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting that they're going to have fans back in the building in 3 weeks? 3 weeks, this Thunderdome thing goes away for TV, and we have real fan reactions for WWE programming. It's going to change the way they do things. It's going to have to. They're going to have to adjust. Brian Firth dropping a super chat. He asked me, do I think Hell in a Cell will be better than NXT in your house? I hope so, because I didn't love NXT in your house. I liked the ladder match, and that was about it. I didn't love the 5-way main event. I didn't love NXT in your house. I really didn't. So, yeah, I'm not sure it will be, but I hope it is. They got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn on there. That should be good. For the millionth time, they're just going to do that, because, hey, why not? I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Kevin Owens' motivations didn't really make sense tonight, but hey. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, that could be good, again, for the millionth time. So, how hyped can you be? Alexa versus Shayna could be good. I really liked Alexa's match with Nia Jax on Monday night. I thought it was fantastic. So, Shayna, I think, is an even better wrestler than Nia in many respects, But does she have that history with Alexa, right? She doesn't have that like Nia does. I don't know if she has that same chemistry that Nia does with Alexa. So we'll see what that match is like. And, of course, there's always a possibility for more Hocus Pocus and Reginald and hexes and talking dolls and stuff. I know she got rid of the doll on Monday night, but who knows if it comes back. Bianca versus Bayley could be very good. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte will be good. I have high expectations for that match. That's the match that's bringing me in. Rhea versus Charlotte. That's the main event as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it will main event. It's not inside Hell in a Cell. That's why it probably won't, but goddamn. That's the main event as far as I'm concerned. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. People are trying to figure out who Becky Lynch is on the chat. Yeah, maybe Becky Lynch comes back to challenge Bianca Belair on Sunday. I mean, that would be cool. When's Becky coming back? Let's get Becky back in there. The man. I'd like that. It would be cool to see Becky Lynch. Maybe she comes back on Sunday. I think that would be fantastic. If that's the plan, then for sure that's a reason to put Roman's match here tonight. Adding the Hell in a Cell, though, it kind of throws you off. Like, you wonder, did they do it because they just decided Bianca versus Bayley needed the cell, or did they do it because they wanted Bianca versus Bayley in a cell because it's going to main event, because they have a big thing planned for the match, something's going to happen, somebody's going to return, It makes it more interesting that it is inside a Hell in a Cell. If this was Bayley versus Bianca just one-on-one, who cares? Oh, well, Bianca's going to win and, whatever, it's a nothing match, just one-on-one, it doesn't matter. But now that it's in a cell, A, I think the match will be better, and B, you wonder, do they have something up their sleeve here? Are they doing something? It would be really good to get Becky back. It would be really good. Almost better than Sasha, really, because Sasha, you've seen, 3 months ago. Becky, it's been over a year. So I'd love to see Becky Lynch back. I think that would be fantastic. Hopefully we see her back on Sunday. But I think Bianca definitely wins. And if she's going to start a program with Becky, hell yeah, we're going to be in for a really good program. We're going to be in for some good stuff. But I think it might be close to the end of Bianca's title reign if that's happening, because I don't see Becky coming back and losing more than once, you know? She might lose the first match or something, but eventually she's going to get that belt from Bianca. By SummerSlam, if Becky does come back, you figure she'll be the champion. I would hope, at least. Tonight on SmackDown, Kevin Owens wrestled with Big E. Big E was his tag team partner. They wrestled Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. This was Commander Aziz's SmackDown debut. Of course, you saw him as Dabba-Kato in Raw Underground, and he basically wrestled the same here tonight. Nothing special from Commander Aziz. He is gigantic, so I guess he's got that going for him. Now, the finish came when Kevin Owens got distracted by Sami Zayn, who was on commentary. Sami kind of distracted Kevin, and then Kevin walked into the ring and got hit with the Nigerian nail by Commander Aziz. 1, 2, 3, he loses. And then Aziz hits another Nigerian nail. Umaga used to call it the Samoan spike, but it's the Nigerian nail. You know, it's the thumb to the neck move. He hits it again on Kevin Owens. This is supposed to be a super devastating move. It's his finisher, right? We then see Kevin Owens backstage after all of this has transpired with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. And he's like, I want Sami Zayn. I want a match with him. Give me Sami Zayn. And they're like, all right, you can have a match with him at Hell in a Cell. Fine. Sami Zayn distracted you, which caused you to lose. But Commander Aziz hit you unnecessarily with his finisher. He hit you twice. He hit you once. That's fine. Fair play. You're in a match. 1, 2, 3. But he hit you again with his finisher. But Kevin Owens is scared of Commander Aziz, and that's why he's going after Sami Zayn. That's what the audience is to understand by watching this show. I watch the show, and I see Kevin Owens come into the locker room, come in to see Adam Pearce, and he's mad. I think immediately he's mad that Aziz attacked him after the match. Except he's not. He's mad that Sami Zayn distracted him, which caused him to lose the match. Because nobody has any kind of focus in the WWE, and they can't focus on their task at hand, which is the match. It's not like Sami interfered in the match. He was just ringside yelling at Kevin Owens. Kevin looked at him and then went into the ring and got hit with a finisher. That's on Kevin Owens. How are we supposed to cheer this guy as a babyface when he's making these kinds of decisions? It's hard to get behind the characters when they're making these kinds of decisions. When Kevin Owens is like, oh, Sami Zayn, I hate this guy. Whoops, I just lost the match for my team, Commander Aziz. Oh, Commander Aziz is going to beat me up even more? Oh, that makes sense. He's Commander Aziz. I don't want to mess with Commander Aziz. That's Sami Zayn. He was yelling at me during my match. What's Kevin Owens going to do when fans show up? Going to start challenging them when he loses matches because they start yelling at him from the crowd? He gets distracted? It's just ludicrous. It's not Kevin Owens' fault. It's not Kevin Steen's fault. You know, it's the goddamn writing. It's the goddamn creative, pal. It's terrible. Doesn't make any kind of sense. Why isn't he mad at Commander Aziz? Why is he so mad at Sami? Plus, we know in real life they're like best friends, so it never really rings true. That's my problem with the Kevin-Sami feud. Like, yeah, I get it. They're cool and all, and they wrestle each other well, and yeah. But I never believe they hate each other because it's clear that they love each other. So it's hard to watch these matches where they're supposed to dislike each other, and there's no real reason why other than, well, Sami was on commentary and he made Commander Aziz beat me. It's Sami's fault I lost to Commander Aziz. Commander Aziz. I love Commander Aziz. He's the best wrestler in the world today. Right now in Dynamite, Darby Allin seems to be wrestling Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky by himself. There was a bunch of promos, Team Taz and guys. I wasn't listening because I was talking. You know? But now it's Darby versus two guys. And he seems to be zip-tying Ethan Page. He's zip-tied Ethan Page's legs. And now he tossed Ethan Page out of the ring. Now he's trying to roll up Scorpio. Is he going to beat these guys? That would suck for these guys if they lost to Darby when Darby's by himself, because they're supposed to be a tag team. Like, they're supposed to be a respectable tag team. How could you be a respectable tag team in AEW if you're losing to one small man? Like, he's smaller than both guys on the team. If he can beat them by himself, it just doesn't look very good for Scorpio and Page, right? They should win, but Darby just hit his coffin drop on Scorpio. Oh, but okay, Ethan Page pulling him out of the ring. Okay, good. They have to win. If they don't win, like, what the fuck, right? So Kevin Owens going to wrestle Sami Zayn on the pay-per-view. I don't know who's going to win. I don't really care. Does anybody care? I guess Kevin wins because he's the babyface and Sami's like a heel that doesn't seem to win any matches. Damn, Darby's head just went off the ring post, like legit off the ring post. Jesus. Darby just goes too far with his own body sometimes. Guy's a tough bastard. Gotta love Darby Allin. I love Darby Allin. He's fantastic. But goddamn, is he like, he's like over tough. But the Sami Kevin thing, yeah, I don't know. Let Sami win. Who won at Mania? Didn't Sami win? Who won at Mania? I don't even remember. They wrestled at WrestleMania. One of them won. I assume. There was Logan Paul, right? Didn't Sami win? I thought Sami might have won. But I really don't remember. Maybe Kevin won. Kevin won. Kevin won. So, Sami wins now? I don't know. Like, they've wrestled so much, it almost doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter who wins at this point. It does not matter. They've gone back and forth so many times, it's like, yeah. Oh, man, Darby just got hit with a razor's edge. Ego's edge, I think he calls it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky just won. Good stuff. Good stuff. Darby's awesome. These guys, the tag team, yeah. Not quite warmed up to them, but they're all right. They're pretty good. They're solid wrestlers, you know? I just, like, don't see the gimmick yet. I'm not buying into them. But they're obviously solid in the ring. They know what they're doing. They're in great shape, too. Good guys. They get the win. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky over Darby Allin. But, you know, Kevin and Sami, they've won. They've lost. Doesn't matter. Nothing on the line. Who cares? Let Sami win, I guess, because whatever. But this is a match I don't care about whatsoever, and the build to the match made no sense. He should be wrestling Commander Aziz, Kevin Owens. What else is happening on this card? Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title. I think this could steal the show. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most. This is interesting. You know, Rhea Ripley, she got a big win over Asuka. She beat up Charlotte Flair. She stood tall over Charlotte on Raw. Rhea Ripley had a big night on Raw. Rhea Ripley had a big night at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair not booked at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair came out the next night and has been on fire ever since. This is a long time coming. I know Rhea hasn't had a long run with the belt, but I think that they're going to give Bianca a pretty lengthy run with the belt. So, I don't know if they do the same with Rhea Ripley. You know, they made both of them at WrestleMania, but I don't know if Rhea gets the same treatment that Bianca will get. I think Rhea's going to be a star for the WWE. I just don't know if they're going to put her over Charlotte right now. I kind of don't want to see them do it. Because if they do, like, goddamn, who is there left to beat? There's nobody left on Raw for Rhea Ripley to beat. She just beat Asuka clean. Nikki Cross is basically a joke. You know, Becky Lynch could come back and she could be an opponent possibly on Raw for Rhea Ripley down the road, but, like, I think Charlotte kind of has to beat her here. Rhea beat Charlotte Charlotte beat Rhea, but then Rhea got the belt back eventually. I think Charlotte wins here. She beat her at Mania for the NXT title last year. She'll beat her at Hell in a Cell for the Raw Women's title. It's Charlotte Flair on pay-per-view for a championship. Why would you think that she's going to lose? Especially after the night that Rhea had on Monday night. Standing tall. I think Rhea Ripley is going to lose the Raw Women's title. The only thing I'm not sure about is, there's the fact that it's June and she won it in April. So do you really want to take it off of her? Do you really want to take it off of her now, this soon after she won? I'm not sure. But I would, because Charlotte's the queen and, like, fuck it. Charlotte Flair. I think the match will be good, though. I think the match, Charlotte and Rhea, will be really good, and I think Charlotte wins. But I'm not sure. So, again, I'm really looking forward to it, and this is the match I'm looking forward to the most because I don't know what's going to happen. I think Charlotte's going to win, and, yeah, I kind of want Charlotte to win. But I also respect the hell out of Rhea. Her match with Asuka was really good on Raw this past Monday, and I think her and Charlotte are going to have possibly match of the night. I'm looking forward to it, but I got Charlotte Flair as the new Raw Women's Champion. Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler are going to wrestle. You know, Alexa beat Nia Jax by disqualification on Monday night. It was a real match. Alexa said that because they're going back to the crowds and Lily is out of control, that she's going to put the doll away and Lily's not going to come back. So I think we're done with the doll. But Alexa and Shayna are going to wrestle here. I assume Reginald will be involved. I think Reginald is going to maybe join up with Alexa. I think Alexa put him under some sort of hex, some sort of trance on Monday night, and that's going to play into the match on Sunday. I think Reginald will cost Shayna the match once again. This time it'll be because he's under the spell of Alexa Bliss. For real. I hope that they have a good wrestling match before that. I hope that it's given some time and they have a good match. Because, like, up until Reginald jumping in and causing the DQ between Nia and Alexa, the match was really good. Alexa isn't terrible in the ring. She's a veteran now. Shayna's really good. I think the match could be good. I like how many women's matches are on this pay-per-view. 3 out of the 6, half. Which, doesn't seem like much. Should be half and half, considering how good the women's division is in WWE. I mean, compared to the men's, but just in general, how good the division is compared to any other women's division in the history of professional wrestling, current or ever before. The women's division is ridiculously strong. There's so much talent. The Baileys, the Charlottes, the Beckys and Sashas and now you got Bianca and Rhea and, all these other players, Alexa and Shayna and Nia and Asuka, and, like, god damn. There's a lot of talent in the WWE women's division. So I like that there's 3 matches here, but it should be 50-50 every pay-per-view. And I think these 3 matches are the matches I'm looking forward to the most. I don't care about the men's matches on this show. It's Alexa versus Shayna, Bianca, Bayley, and Charlotte and Rhea. Those are the matches I want to see. The men's matches, Bobby and Drew, Kevin and Sami, it'll be good. And then Cesaro and Seth. I don't really care. Who won at WrestleMania? Cesaro. So Seth will win this one. But again, I don't care. But that was a pretty good deal they did on SmackDown tonight. The promo wasn't great, but the end of the promo was when Cesaro tossed Seth Rollins off his chair and Seth fell in slow motion. It was pretty funny. If you missed it, there's Seth Rollins falling off a chair. Whoa, whoa. Hey, I'm Cesaro. Take this. Hey, Seth, you suck. Hey, Swiss cheese. All day I could watch this. Look at him fall. Hey, look, it's me, Cesaro. Take this push. Hey, Seth, you're getting a big push. It's a bigger push than me. I never fell off a chair. Oh, we're having fun. We're having a good time. We're having a good time watching Seth Rollins fall off a chair. The promo they did together was like, yeah, whatever. But the end when Cesaro pushed him off the chair was pretty damn funny. I liked it. Orange Cassidy is wrestling Cesar Bononi on Dynamite right now. Like, give me a reason to care, AEW. Orange Cassidy versus Cesar Bononi. It's not good. Speaking of not good, Shinsuke Nakamura beat King Corbin tonight to win the crown. This is King Corbin's crown that he won from King of the Ring when he won the tournament like a couple years ago. He used to be Baron Corbin, and they started calling him King Corbin. He's been doing this King gimmick. Nakamura's been stealing the crown from him because he's the king of strong style or whatever. He's got this guy, Rick Boogs, who plays guitar for him. He's like another Elias. He's super annoying, and he's Shinsuke's buddy, who seems to help him win matches. But Shinsuke's supposed to be the babyface here? He's stolen Baron Corbin's property. He's got an annoying Elias guy ringside for him, helping him win matches. And Shinsuke is the babyface? Anyways, Shinsuke won. He now has possession of the crown, which, like, he's had this whole time. He keeps having possession of the crown, and then Corbin tries to steal it back, and then this Rick Boog stops him, and Shinsuke keeps having the crown. Shinsuke's been having the crown this whole time. And again, how is Shinsuke a babyface? He's got an annoying guitar guy who's helping him cheat. He's stealing Corbin's stuff. You just feel bad for Corbin, but, like, you're not going to like Corbin. Corbin's not a babyface. It's a terrible story. I think it's over now, but, like, you never know. Orange Cassidy just beat Cesar Bononi because, like, of course, with his Superman punch. Cesar sold it like he died. Really strange bump on that. Okay. Yeah, Shinsuke's so good. It's disappointing that he's involved in this, but hey, that's what they're doing with Shinsuke. Chad Gable and Otis beat up Angelo Dawkins. I guess Montez is selling a beating that he took already from Gable and Otis. Otis looking just monstrous. Clean shaven, he looks way more intimidating for some reason. The way they're pushing Otis right now is really good. I like Otis right now, just monster, scary, intimidating Otis. No comedy whatsoever, just a big guy who's kicking ass. Him and Gable beat the shit out of Angelo Dawkins tonight. That was good stuff. Not really much of a segment, but, you know, it seemed like they were going to have a match. There's no match. They just beat him up. I just like the way they're presenting Otis. Here they are, Kenny Omega and Jungle Boy. They keep building towards this title match that's going to happen in like 3 weeks or something. And I'm like, dude, nobody believes Jungle Boy is going to beat Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. The match will be good, but like no one believes it. So, what else is going on at Hell in a Cell? What other matches do we have to preview here for you? Cesaro versus Seth. I got Seth. Kevin and Sami. Going with Sami. My man Sami. Wrestling Uncensored is Sami Zayn's favorite wrestling show, if you didn't know. Love Sami Zayn. Shout out to Sami Zayn. He was great on commentary tonight. He's fantastic. I mean, he was all right on commentary tonight. Was he great? I don't know. He was fine. He was good. He's always a good talker. Alexa Bliss and Shayna. I've got Alexa by some sort of Reginald fuckery. Bianca and Bayley. I've got Bianca and then maybe some sort of surprise at the end, but I think they're going to be the last match on the card. If they're not, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. I've got Charlotte winning the Raw Women's title in a singles match. And Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. This is the last chance Hell in a Cell match. I think this might open the show. I'd like this to open the show, kind of get it over with. Usually when they have two gimmick matches, they bookend the shows with them. So they'll start with Bobby and Drew, and then they'll finish with Bianca and Bayley, hopefully. I think Bobby and Drew, it could be good. It depends how hard they want to go. It could be good. In Hell in a Cell, you never know what they might do. I hope they have a good match. I'm not going to say I think it's going to be terrible because I really don't know. You never know. And these guys are both good, and they both hit hard, and they know it's a big match. It's on pay-per-view. It's for a championship. It's a Hell in a Cell. How many WWE Championship Hell in a Cell matches are Bobby and Drew really going to have in their careers? For Bobby, I mean, it's not going to be that many. He's getting up there. He's in his mid-40s. Drew is still got plenty of time to wrestle, but I think these guys need to really go for it. And I think Bobby wins, and then we move on to Bobby versus Kofi for the WWE title. They seem to be teasing that. MVP having little promos with Kofi on Raw over the past couple of weeks. I think Bobby wins, and then Drew is no longer able to challenge Bobby for the WWE Championship ever again. Unless, they change it up, he wins some sort of gimmick match and, things change, right? But it'll be Drew, I think, losing here to Bobby, maybe with some MVP interference. Hopefully it's a hard-hitting match. I think it will be. I think it'll be decent. I'm hoping for good things on Sunday night for this pay-per-view. But Drew is going to move on and Bobby's going to move on. It's time, right? They've been feuding for months. They wrestled at Mania. They had a three-way with Braun Strowman last pay-per-view. And now they're wrestling again at Hell in a Cell. It's enough already. It's enough. And that's it. It's the last chance. So if Drew loses, he can no longer challenge Bobby ever again for the WWE title, which is fine because Bobby's not going to be WWE champion forever. Drew will, at some point, challenge for the title again and possibly become champion again. Just, not in the near future, which is fine. He had a nice long run, over a year and a half on top as champion or in the main title feud. He won a Rumble. He main evented a couple Manias. It's time to move on from Drew. He'll probably get back to it, but now it's time to do something else. After this pay-per-view, Bobby beats him, and then we keep on going. Doug Hepburn says, dropping a super chat, says, Dave switched to Habs OT watch-along. I guess the Canadians are in overtime. No, I'm not doing a watch-along. I'm not doing a watch-along of anything. I'm not even doing a watch-along of Dynamite. Dynamite just happens to be on in front of me, but I'm not sitting here for another hour, guys. I'll do a watch-along of Dynamite if Johnny North is here with me, but I'm going to go watch Dynamite now. I think we're done with the Hell in a Cell preview. A recap SmackDown. I did the damn thing. I did my job for the night. I'm not sitting here watching another hour of Dynamite here. I got to wake up early. I got France playing at 9 a.m. tomorrow. France and who is it? Who's France playing tomorrow morning? I know France is playing tomorrow morning. It's not Portugal. It's not Germany. It's the other team. It's the easy team in the group, right? Who did Portugal? Who did Yeah, who did Portugal beat? That's who France is playing tomorrow. France, Hungary. Yeah, Hungary. 9 a.m. tomorrow. I mean, that should be a win, but I got to wake up and watch that tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. Will I do a watch-along of that? No. But it wouldn't be that good because it would just be me sitting here like, that'd be it. Just watch me sit there nervous and quiet for like 2 hours. It's not that fun. Wrestling watch-alongs are better. Matt Hardy's doing a promo. There's an hour of Dynamite in the books. There's another hour left. There's going to be some sort of tag team match or something. 6-man, Eddie Kingston, Young Bucks thing. Or they just lock Christian in some sort of closet cage thing, some sort of storage area. He came to attack Matt Hardy and his crew, and then they locked him in a cage. Yeah. Matt Hardy and Christian feuding in AEW. I like it. I like it. All right. Don't forget to hit us up on Super Chat. Don't forget to join the channel, become a member. Click that join button beneath me here. Become a member of the channel. You can also go to donate.ringsidereport.net. You go to merch.ringsidereport.net. I'll be back here with my brother on Sunday night after WWE Hell in a Cell. Big shout out to Doug Hepburn and Brian Firth. Brian, once again, you are the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Doug, for supporting the Ringside Report Network. Is that actually Cody Rhodes? Didn't Cody, just have a kid today? Didn't Brandy, Cody's wrestling tonight? Is this live? This can't be live, right? This has got to be taped. Because they had their kid, today? This morning? Right? Liberty Iris Runnels. They had a baby girl, Brandy and Cody. Yeah, this is taped. This is clearly taped. Commentary's not saying anything about Cody's baby. You would think they'd be making a big deal out of it, and Cody would be doing something about it. This must have been taped last week. This isn't a live show. Right? I mean, you have a kid, and you're an EVP. You don't have to show up for this 6-man tag against Aaron Solo. Oh, no, it's a tag team against Aaron Solo and QT Marshall, Cody Rhodes, and Brock Anderson, Arn Anderson's son, in this match. I don't think Cody left his newborn daughter and Brandy to go do this match. I think this was probably taped last week. Right? Congratulations to Brandy only, not Cody. Just like WWE did earlier this week. I don't know if you caught this. They congratulated Renee on the birth of her daughter. I think it was a daughter. They congratulated Renee on the birth of her daughter. Okay? So Moxley and Cody having kids in the same week. Big week for wrestling babies. AEW babies. The WWE congratulates Renee and Renee only on the birth of her baby girl. I mean, how petty do you have to be to not mention Dean Ambrose, former WWE champion, a guy I saw in the ring with Triple H one-on-one? You know what I mean? Like, Triple H, head of the company, shared sweat and blood with this man. Supposed to be a brotherhood. WWE, congratulations to Renee. Not Renee and Jon Moxley. Not Renee and Dean Ambrose, even. Renee only. Because fuck you, Dean Ambrose. That's why. Like, what? Why? It makes them look so bad when they do this. It makes them look terrible. I don't know why they do these things. They make themselves the heel. Would it be so bad if you congratulated Jon Moxley too on Twitter? We all know who the father is. Like, we've seen Total Divas. We saw them together on your TV show. Your company brought them together, yet you congratulate only Renee. It just, they look dumb, and they show you, they expose themselves, and it's like, wow, they must be really pissed at Dean Ambrose. They must be super mad at Jon Moxley. Because if they were on good terms, they'd congratulate him too. But they're not on good terms, and they don't congratulate him. It's just dumb. There's no reason for it. It's the WWE. They do shit that's totally unnecessary because they're ruled by a mad billionaire who gets madder by the day. Just crazy stuff. WWE's got Hell in a Cell coming up on Sunday. I'll be on here right after Hell in a Cell to recap the action. Like the video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Once again, big shout out to Brian Firth and Doug Hepburn. You guys enjoy the end of the hockey game, those of you that are watching. And I'll be back here on Sunday for more pro wrestling.